At Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. I am Kiage Simba. Welcome. If you're officially joining us this morning, you are watching Metropole Television, but most certainly Business I Am. Now, Young Scientist Kenya is a unique platform for young people to demonstrate their innovation and showcase their scientific talents. Since 2018, YSK, that's Young Scientist Kenya, has reached over 100,000 students from all 47 counties through its outreach program. And it's aimed to spur innovation among students in Kenya and complement the Ministry of Education's annual Kenya Science and Engineering Fair, that is the KSEF. We are joined by Loise Kinyanjui, Executive Director, Young Scientists Kenya. Ms. Kinyanjui, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy to have you around. So for somebody who hasn't known who Young Scientists Kenya is or are, how would you describe yourselves?
Yeah, so Young Scientists Kenya is a Kenyan company. We are a company limited by guarantee, which means that we do not seek to make profits.
Yes.
And we exist for the sole purpose of inspiring and empowering young people to take up STEM and in that way, grow, solve the problems that their communities,
Yes,
their country, and their world faces. So that's what we do, and we work largely with secondary schools in Kenya. Young Scientists Kenya was modeled on a similar organization in Ireland called British Telecom Young Scientists and Technology Exhibition, and so therefore it's an effort really of the Irish Embassy and the Ministry of Education in Kenya. So they signed an MOU in 2016, and the reason that the Irish government thought this was good to replicate in Kenya is because of the great success that the Irish have had because of having that initiative in Ireland. In Ireland, there's a lot of scientists, there's a lot of tech companies, name them, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, they all have global offices in Ireland. In health sciences, Ireland is also doing very well, and this is attributed in part to the fact that they have been able to grow their science and technology skills, and the British Telecom Young Scientists Technology and Exhibition has really contributed in great part to that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're saying, you mentioned key points here, that for you, your focus is on secondary schools in the country. Somebody was going to say that when it comes to STEM, that this is where we get it wrong. That to some level, we start when it's a bit too late. Would you say that that's our biggest undoing in the country?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you find that in secondary school, that is where kids begin to make their career decision and their career choices. And you find that if you look at the data, our scores in mathematics, in sciences, in physics, biology, chemistry are not as high as they should be. And this is partly because the kids are not getting inspired, and also because the way the teaching and learning is going on, it sort of tends to discourage kids. So they think it's too hard, I can't make it in this. And this is the gap that we're trying to bridge. We're trying to come in and tell the kids, as a matter of fact, you can do it. It's not hard, And we're also talking to the teachers and telling them, actually, you need to think about how you teach science, technology, and mathematics, so that the students do better in it, understand it better. They don't think it's too hard. They don't have a negative attitude to this subject.
Yes, and that's what it is. That in this country or in our education system, we have represented STEM as one of those complex areas for the extra talented to get into, to the point that even when you have little interest in a certain area, even in STEM, you might not actually be able to grow that interest into something as a student. You also say that our curriculum, the way it is right now, because it's when we're trying to introduce this the new one now that has CBC in it, that the 844, the way it is right now, makes it a bit hard for students to actually grow within STEM. Can we put it like that?
So the way I would put it differently.
Yes,
I would look at it from a
yes.
more positive perspective.
Yes.
And I would say that, yes, I think the curriculum is okay. The syllabus is okay as it is.
For somebody who has gone through 844,
Yeah.
would I disagree with you and say,
But what I mean is,
yes.
what needs to be injected is the practicum, is the practical aspect
Yes.
of STEM.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's what CBC is intended to do anyway. So we are in the right trajectory, I think. And what as young scientists we do, we bring in that practical aspect. Yeah,
Yes.
so that we are not just telling kids go to class, cram, learn science, pass your exams. We are showing them that they should use what they learn in class to to practice how they can solve community problems using the knowledge that they have gathered in class, right? So through our exhibition, we provide that opportunity for kids to develop scientific technology-based projects that actually solve the problems they have in their homes, in their school, or in their communities. So that way, the kids can see that actually there's a reason why I should learn science and technology and mathematics, because see, I can be able to help my parents resolve a problem that my family has, or my community has, or my school has, or the world has, right? So that's one. So the second thing that we are bringing in is that we are bringing in career guidance, through our STEM mentorship outreaches. And what we do, we go to schools.
And that's an important aspect, isn't it?
It is important because, it is important for kids to understand. So why do I need to do biology? Why do I need to do chemistry? What careers?
Does it also extend to what I am good at?
What I am good at, but also what do I want to be when I grow up?
I see.
What careers do I want to participate in? So for example, if you want to become a doctor, you have to put more effort in your biology, in your mathematics, and also your languages, remember? So we need for our kids to know what is it, to think about the future. What is it that I want to do when I grow up? And then what is it that I need to do in secondary school in order to prepare myself to get there? And we don't just tell these messages to the kids ourselves. When we go to schools, we go with mentors who are closer to their age, who are in university undertaking STEM career courses, and who have just maybe recently graduated from university and are already participating in these STEM careers. So that, for example, a young engineer can come in and tell them about their days. How is a day in the life of an engineer from their perspective and their experience? And then they can get to decide, really, is that how I want to be spending my days, right? So that's one. And then, so if they decide this is really what I want to do, then we provide them with information about what they need to focus on at secondary school, so that they can be called to do an engineering course at university, and what they need to do thereafter so that they can settle in those careers. And I think the other thing also that we are doing is that, like I said before, we are providing them that opportunity to practice by already starting, because we can't keep telling kids that you are the future. Tomorrow is yours. We can start now. They can start now trying and resolve. They try and resolve the problems that they see, because kids are quite intelligent, especially in their teens, and they can do a lot in terms of solving problems.
I like the fact that you're saying that you are here to complement whatever the Kenyan government is doing in promoting STEM in the schools. Would you say that the best complement, or the only complement that will make sense this morning, is the practical aspects of that area and the STEM? And what have you done so far so you can actually go in and plug in that aspect in the 47 counties?
Okay. So apart from the STEM mentorship and outreach, so we have the exhibition, and this year the exhibition is happening
actually
from
wanted to
tomorrow.
talk about that, isn't it?
So I'll leave that alone for a bit, but just tell you that before the exhibition happens, when we go and do STEM mentorship and outreach, and just also to say that this year and last year we haven't been going to schools physically because of the situation of COVID-19. We have been doing it online, but what we do when we do STEM mentorship and outreach, we also introduce the kids to the National Science science and technology competition. And what this means is that we ask them to go already and think about what projects can they showcase, what projects can they do to show how they can resolve some of their community's problems.
Yes.
And they submit abstracts to YSK. And then we have judges. We have a very large team of volunteer judges. The judges begin to look at those abstracts, and the projects that are seen to have some potential are then shortlisted, and the kids are supported to prepare to further develop those projects so that they can enter into the second phase of the competition. And so thereafter, the judges again look at the completed projects, and the ones that win receive quite a lot of awards.
Yes.
And the next thing that we do after the exhibition, those who are winners during the exhibition have an opportunity to participate in a winners boot camp. And during the winners boot camp, so it will be next year for this year's winners.
Yes.
For last year's winners, it was this year in May. And what we do during the boot camp is that we give the students an opportunity to get more information, more knowledge, more skills about further developing their projects. You know, they had submitted it for competition,
yes,
but now they need to do more work to develop the project further, so that we can think about patenting, you know, patenting the
projects for
the innovation,
yes,
the invention.
Yes.
Yeah, and we take them through that, and we are working very closely with KIPI on that, and
yes,
Strathmore University. And then we also provide them with more information on how to undertake research, because, you know, innovation and invention, research has to be a very big part of it.
Yes.
Then we continue to provide them with mentorship, so we link them to professionals who are actually running companies or who are managing companies that are engaged in work that is relevant to the project that the student is interested in.
Yes.
So for example, if a student had a solar engineering related project, we might link them up with Davis and Shatcliffe. Yeah, and then with Davis and Shatcliffe, they'll begin to see how can their idea actually come to life and actually become a solution that helps the community and that actually gets sold,
yes,
so becomes commercialized.
Yes.
So we provide that support during the boot camp, and also having linked the students to these companies, we are hoping that in due course, so they'll have a longer term relationship with this organization as they seek to grow their projects and their careers.
Looks good, and that's from the practical sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, but this year, you are under Blaze, Young
that's right.
Scientists Kenya.
Yes.
Can you talk to us about that, and what are we likely to see, especially you being in this particular space?
Okay.
Yes.
So Blaze by Safaricom
Yes.
is one of our key sponsors. So like I said, Young Scientists Kenya was founded by the Embassy of Ireland and the Ministry of Education. So those are our founding partners, and we continue to work very closely with them. But Blaze by Safaricom came to YSK at the very inception, and they provide us with support in cash and in kind. So like this year, they gave us 9 million Kenya shillings, 750,000 in airtimes,
yes,
and they're going to give us more in terms of awards that we will give to students, you know, during the exhibition from tomorrow. So that is the kind of support that they give us. They also, because of Blaze is for young people,
yes,
so we find that we work very well together because we are both working with the young people, you know, the same young people, and working with these same young people, then we are able to provide them with support from both angles, you know. And we find the partnerships work very well because also through Safaricom we are able to provide a lot of mentorship. We have mentors who are also from Safaricom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Interesting as well. We'll be following that as well. So let's clear like this then this morning, Loise. STEM. In a minute or so, when we look at it, the different ways to look at it, the participation of girls as well in STEM, that's another area that is a bit missing in the country as well. So question therefore is, do you believe that we are as a country taking the right steps towards developing STEM? Because we do know that's where economy lies on. And what is this magic bullet that we're going to use so that now we have this gender disparity when it comes to STEM adoption in the country, so we don't talk about it as well?
So, I do think that some of the things that we're doing at YSK are already working.
Yes.
So, for example, I'll tell you that for the exhibition tomorrow, we have 214 projects, and about 65% of them are from girls.
Is that that data set goes beyond the gender norm, like what people
yes,
think?
That does.
And I think it makes you happy from what you said at this
point.
It
does.
Indeed, then that gender issue should it also make me worry that we don't have that focus now on the boy child?
So I think I actually look at it positively and say it's because of all this mentorship that we are doing.
Would you make you happy that 50-50 then? Probably we don't have that big of a percentage.
I would like 50-50.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like 50-50. So, but I'm really happy because, it's the girls who have been really left behind. I'm really happy that they are coming out, and some of them are really showcasing what they can do.
Yes.
So even when we go back, we'll be showing the other girls who have not yet started participating. Look, the girls can do it. But really our effort at YSK, of course, you have to focus on the girl because, that's a gender that has forever been left behind.
Yes.
And the fact that we have more of them participating in our exhibition doesn't mean that there is 70% girls doing well in STEM in school. No, that's not the situation. They are still left behind, so we still need to do a lot more. But we'll continue to make sure that our efforts are helping both genders.
Pretty much. Now you don't know, all right? That is the Young Scientists Kenya. Interesting conversations on STEM and how we need to promote it in the country, because indeed digital economies and growing economies, or developed economies, really rely on STEM, or you would like to say run on STEM. We'll take a short break. Once we come back, let's talk about agriculture on financing and what has COVID-19 pandemic and governments now doing when it comes to financing.